So welcome everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here at BrewDog Waterloo for the Aforza Employee Insight Series. Absolute pleasure to welcome Zara Ferjani for this talk today on really what makes you so proud to be working with our customers in the field. So maybe let's just start off introducing yourself, your background, and a bit about what you did before coming to Aforza.
Yeah, of course. So Zara Ferjani, as you mentioned. Before coming to Aforza, I could talk about this for ages, but the beginning of my career started in the civil service, so something completely unrelated to customer success or technology. And after about 18 months, I moved into working as a consultant in the Salesforce practice. I kind of fell into the Salesforce practice actually through a few friends who'd introduced me to a couple of projects there.
And when was that? How far does that go back?
2015. April 2015 was when that started. So about 7.5 years ago.
Okay.
It was like a long time being in the Salesforce world. And around 18 months ago, I joined Aforza as part of their customer success team, working specifically to make sure our customers are successful once they've bought our licenses, but leading our delivery foundation.
Fantastic. And how do you find that jump from consulting to working for a vendor on the industry cloud side of things?
Yeah, it was a change. It was definitely a change. I think working as a consultant within the Salesforce practice, you kind of get your hands stuck in a multitude of different clouds, and you jump from project to project with a particular focus I had mainly within the communications industry and media industry.
Okay.
So this was a bit of a change moving to consumer goods industry, but a welcome change.
And similarities and differences, and I guess...
Yeah, definitely similarities. I mean, a lot of my work is still very much customer focused and project focused. So my day-to-day largely hasn't changed. I think where I see the most change is the ability for us to be able to help influence our product roadmap and actually put what the customers want back into our product and see that given up to a multitude of customers at the same time.
Excellent. And so you talked about some fantastic experience, in consulting and in other industries. And how has a lot of that experience and background, applied itself to the role that you have today?
I think definitely through, firstly, my varied career, but also the different projects that I've done as a consultant. It's really lent itself to working at Aforza. We have customers from all over the world, and whilst it's all within consumer goods, they each have their own unique challenges, or maybe even the different areas within consumer goods that they're focused on. Some of our customers will be looking at trade promotion management, others will be looking at recs. They'll have different, even within those areas, different challenges that they need us to help them solve. So the ability that I've had previously of jumping between different customers, between different industries and their different challenges has definitely come into play here.
Absolutely. And you've been traveling quite a lot recently, and I guess just looking back to the last 18 months, but a lot of the early days at Aforza was during the pandemic, right? So nobody got to travel, and now you're able to get back on a plane and go out and see customers. And how does that change the relationship with customers? Or maybe if we start that question with what was it like getting to know them remotely, and then let's bridge to what's it like today and how things changed.
Oh, remotely has to be. It's definitely a challenge. I mean, my not seeing customers has been a case since 2019, as most people, or end of 2019, early 2020. So for me, it'd been a good 2.5 years without seeing a customer face to face and working on projects with them.
But you still made it work.
Still made it work. I mean, you have to employ a lot of new techniques. You can't now go into a meeting room and you've got a whiteboard and you can start, mapping out with Post-it notes or drawing with some pens on the board and really collaborating. You've got to use a lot more tools that are more online applicable. Maybe different boards that you can use, get people to type. You need to be a lot more engaging, especially when you want to run those sessions.
Hold that virtual room, right?
Yeah. So that's definitely a big challenge. And, putting your camera on, it's a really easy way to make sure that people are listening. Some customers, though, are a bit camera shy still today, prefer not to have the camera on. And you've got to sit through a couple of awkward silences where you're wondering if they're actually listening. But it was definitely, it was a new challenge for sure.
Fantastic. And then you flip that to today. So, quite recently, certainly this year, you've been traveling quite a bit and getting out to our customers in region. And how's that changed things, and how are you enjoying it?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I think the first trip that I made out to the Middle East was in July. And it was the first time I got to see some of our customers face to face. And it just felt like I'd known them for ages. And I hadn't seen them in a very long time.
Isn't it surprising the relationships you can build virtually, right? With people?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with a couple of my customers, we just went straight in for the hug as if we'd known each other our whole lives. So it was definitely very warming. But it was great to be able to see how they operate. I think we can talk about it at a hypothetical level. Maybe they could share some pictures with me or show me what they're currently doing with the system they use today, but actually seeing that put into practice and actually seeing Aforza used in real life
makes a difference.
Yeah.
And again, because I think what I think is really important here is you didn't just visit the customers to meet with their technical team, but a lot of the time you get out in the field with the real users. And I think you want to talk a little bit about that. That must really make a difference.
Yeah, it did. I was so excited. I was actually quite giddy to go. Yeah. I went into a Carrefour in the Middle East and got to see an actual merchandiser using Aforza there in practice and how they'd navigate the system and taking photos in the field. And it was amazing.
That makes you feel quite proud. I mean, it's that's your work benefiting that user on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's actually really nice to see because we've spent so much time in the back end making sure it all works correctly, going through testing and doing it all virtually to actually see the fruits of our labor. It's been really rewarding.
Fantastic. And I guess on that rewarding side, rewarding for the customer as well. And what's been some of the sort of the success that you've seen, the value that you see Aforza adding to these customers in the field? Is there any 2 or 3 things that really stand out for you?
I mean, for a particular project that's recently gone live that we're all very excited about, I think it's been transformational for them from one perspective. They've moved from being able to plan their activities, their quarterly activities on Excel spreadsheets, to being able to do that.
That still happens today. Right?
Still happens today. Yeah. To be able to do that within Aforza.
Yep.
We then use those, quarterly activity plans to automate their field activities. So they're now able to have merchandisers have automated visits in the field. And then you come back and you can do compliance against what they've done in the field and be able to pay out as a result of it. So we've been able to really close the loop on execution planning through to actually executing in the field.
The field, right? Wow. Yeah. I think this, personally work in marketing, there's so many of the kind of the buzz lines we use on the website and in our slides, but to hear you say that firsthand from a customer's perspective is game changing.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And, this is just the beginning of the journey for a lot of our customers as well. So can't wait to see what comes next.
Absolutely. And how do you, on that travel side of things, how do you find customers differ from a regional perspective? Are there lots of similarities? Are there different ways of working between the markets? Anything that stands out for you?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think typically there are a lot of similarities. I think within the Middle East, it's I'm half Tunisian, so it feels a lot more comfortable.
Sure.
Anyway, naturally, but there's a lot of warmth just naturally between your customers there, a lot more understanding. It feels a lot more like family to me. Not to say that working with customers in other regions doesn't feel like family, but it's more...
That relationship is so strong, right?
Yeah, the relationship is really, really important. And, I've had customers say that, we're friends now first, more than just customers between us or customer and supplier between us, which has been really nice and warm, fuzzy feeling to feel inside when a customer tells you that.
Fantastic.
But with, customers who are more localized towards our region here within Europe, it's a lot more professional.
Yep.
Still friendly, but it's definitely sort of professional first.
But all with the same goals, right?
All with the same goals. Yeah.
Fantastic. And now, touching on that fuzzy, that personal side, I think what's been exciting to see is some of your customers posting on social media about their success with Aforza. I mean, how does that make you feel? That must be quite special to see.
Yeah, it really is, actually. It's just amazing to see, we had photos shared online of the whole team together wearing, Aforza branded clothing and with their Aforza bottles and had big screens about them. It's not just something that has been successful for Aforza. It's also been a successful project for them within their companies that they're so excited to share with everyone.
Right?
Yeah, and it's really transformational for them now and for their future. So it's been great to see.
Fantastic. And I think it's important, for our own growth as well, because nothing tells a story better than a customer, right? It's so powerful there. Now, you're obviously very clearly passionate about what you do and you clearly love your job. What would you say to somebody looking at Aforza, perhaps looking to join in any line of business, but maybe in the customer success team? What gets you out of bed every morning? Why do you love working here so much?
Oh, you got to love the people. Yep. Yeah, definitely. I mean, not just the people in our customer site, which obviously I've gushed a lot about already today, but the people within Aforza as well. I mean, the teams work so hard together to try and build something. You're really building something from the ground up here that is going to be useful for our customers across the world. And it's a pleasure to get out of bed every day to do it.
Excellent. You heard it here first, right? Come and join us. And then I guess Quite a festive time right now, moving into the holiday period, coming to the end of the year. What are you looking forward to in the year ahead, 2023? What excites you?
2023 from a personal perspective or professional?
Bit of both.
Bit of both. Well, I'm excited for some more customers to go live, and I've got a couple scheduled for just after the new year, so that's going to be very exciting.
Keep you busy as well.
Keep you busy.
More travel.
More travel. I hope. I hope so. Yeah. I'm hoping to get out a little bit more within the Middle East, but also within Europe as well, to see some of those customers live and in the field.
Fantastic. Well, Zara, thank you so much for spending time with us today at BrewDog Waterloo. This has been the Aforza Employee Insight series. For anyone listening, please do go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do these very regularly, and it's hopefully you've seen today just a great way to informally share what we're doing at Aforza, why we love working here and everything else. So once again, thank you, Zara. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.